All right, exiting store in 3, 2, 1. Back into the fresh air with provisions. Oh, who's that coming out? Don't know who it is, but give him the nod. You may travel past through my town. Nod. It was a squirrel. I've got this gray squirrel. He's been around for about 2 or 3 years now. Like, it's the same squirrel too. Is he ever big? We don't have too many gray squirrels up here. Black squirrels and brown squirrels, but gray squirrels are kind of like a bit of a rarity. But when you get them, they're like, you notice them right away because they're so big. Got a fair amount of black squirrels though. I'm gonna head her back home, start writing another song. Soon as I got 1,300 something left to pay on my chainsaws on my credit card, right? That's all I got on my credit card. So the next thing on the list is cameras, guys. Cameras. Yeah, could you imagine that? Cameras. I mean, what I'm scared of though, if I get a really high resolution camera, what I'm scared of is, like, I just want to entertain you guys. I don't want you guys to fall in love. You know what I mean? Because I have to consider that. You know, seeing my true beauty. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I've got it down to about 4 cameras. I'd love to have all 4 cameras, but I don't know if I'd have to rob a bank, but I'd definitely have to pull off a few shady things to be able to afford those. But it'll take me a while to pay those off too. So, but I need a cell phone camera for the long form vlog stuff, but I do need like a camera where I can zoom in and zoom out and get different frame shots, because especially for the videos, if you my last video there, my metal in your face stuff, the Rose Drop, it's an okay song. I should have spent a little more time on it, but it's one of those things, like, I don't have a studio, right? So I can't just lock myself in there for the day and just no interruptions and just bang out something good. I have to do it on the opportunity when the house is empty, when there's nobody there or whatever. So this is the downside to that, where it takes a long time to record a song because you get one part down, but like I can get the guitar and the bass down, no problem. I can record that all day, every day, because they don't make a lot of noise. But vocals and drums and acoustic guitars and violins and stuff like that, problem with those, quite simply put, is the just the idea that you know, like, you know, you can't do it when there's other people there, right? You know, because you can't record when there's other people around. It's just you can't do it. You know, even if they don't care if you're doing it, which the drums are too loud. My dad would go nuts if he doesn't like the drums. He didn't like my guitars very much, but he definitely doesn't like the drums. You know, like, 'cause that's really loud, right? So the problem is that you need total quiet, so you can't have people in the background talking or watching TV loud or something like that while you're trying to record, right? So so it is hard to get around to it. But my goal is like 1 song a month. I'm a little bit late on this song that I just did, the Rose Drop. That was supposed to be out in February. I'm going to redo Crystal Eyes again, because that one, I almost don't want to do it until I can afford to do a good video with it. Maybe I have to do I would hate to have to do an AI generated video, but it's a story video that I want to do. Because when people watch videos, like, they want to be entertained. Sure, yeah, I get that, right? And there's not a lot more fun than mindless entertainment, but the thing that keeps people coming back is a story, a good story, a video that tells a good story. So I want to more focus on stories, so that it's like you're not only getting a soundtrack, but it's almost like watching a mini 4 to 6 minute video, you know, movie, right? Kind of thing, where it tells you a whole story. And you, like, the AI stuff is fine, you could do that, but for what you're going to spend, you might just be able, it might be cheaper to hire actors and stuff. So, and so like for the plague doctor, I could do it with 3 people. I still have to get the costumes and everything. But the thing is you can't do these videos with no budget, right? So that's why I have to do the videos cheap that I do. But if I could at least get the songs out, like all the Triple Hammer stuff, I'm pretty sure you guys would really, really like that. I got 1 or 2 out, but I want to redo them again. Just give you better quality, eh? But then again, once you get all the songs written there like that, it's like, if I focused on even, let's say, like I focused on just the Crystal Eye song, I can almost guarantee you, like it'd never be able to be played it might get some radio play, but they'd have to, like there's no foul language or anything like that, but the content is really dark, right? Like, I mean, it's death metal, right? Kind of, sort of death metal country, kind of an interesting combination there. The problem is that because the subject matter is so like serious in it, that like a visual of it would be probably too much for people to handle on mainstream, you know what I mean? But like the subcultures, to give you what I mean by dark and severe, there's a death metal band called Lorna Shore. You probably never heard of them unless you're a real death metal fan. But these guys, like it's an acquired taste, but if you can appreciate what they're doing, it's really phenomenal. But they do a trilogy that, what's it called? But anyway, it's about a guy who loses his wife and then commits suicide. Is probably not supposed to say that word. I'll probably get demonetized for saying that word. But it's a trilogy video about that. And it's dark. It's really dark. Very emotional, very dark, and stuff like that. My video, Crystal Eyes, is not quite like on that level, but it deals with a similar subject matter. So again, it's not easy to shop stuff like that to people, but you end up getting cult followings of, you know, hey, that's real music about real things people go with. It's about dealing with loss. I'll just leave it at that. And it's one of those things that if I pull it off, like, it'll be absolutely a masterpiece if I pull it off. So that's the goal with that. The Plague Doctor had to be like on repeat every Halloween kind of thing. But there's also a cool little history lesson there, right? About, you know, the Black Plague, stuff like that. So 2 big bad dodges in a row. Driving a bit fast though. But other songs, like, I like cross genre stuff a lot too, but I am a metal guy at heart. But I also like acoustic stuff. It's kind of a weird, you get like for example, jazz guys typically don't like classical, but they might like rock or blues or country, right? Metal guys typically don't care about country and blues, but they might like jazz, and they definitely usually love classical, right? So it's kind of weird how that works, but I'm one of those people that, regardless of the genre, if it's done well, I can appreciate it. It's just, it might, like, for example, rap, hip hop, never going to be my thing. Although I do see younger generations incorporating some of that rapping style into the metal, and it works. It's cool. I like it. But I will never be like listening to ghetto music. You know what I mean? That's just not my thing, right? It wasn't when it came out. It's not now. I'm old enough to remember when, you know, the highlight of the height of it came out. You know, with the rap and hip hop and whatever. Not really into that, right? Can't relate. You know. But that said, when I'm creating the songs this year, my goal is going to be for a minimum of 12. So I'm at 2. So I don't know if I'll get my... but I'm also trying to get to the point where I don't rush the songs. Because when I rush the songs, you can tell. They don't sound the greatest, right? So, but I like to give you something, right? But there's also too, I'm improving on my drumming too. So, and I do have a lot of limitations on how I can record. So like my BR1200 can do a lot, but it's also quite challenging to get, like, say for example, really dialed in drum sounds with two mics, right? You can get okay, like, so if you're doing like rock, blues and stuff like that, no problem, or jazz, yeah, you can get that room atmosphere of the drumming, and that works. But for metal, where you need like really specific, you know, sounds and beats, it can be a little bit challenging. So for example, you say, well, just buy a mic kit for your drum and you can have mic every drum. That part is true, but then I have to buy a mixer or something to hook the mics to be able to hook into the BR1200, which again is thousands of dollars. This is why I've always said, that's why I made those videos a couple of, well, I guess it was last year sometime, that don't bother trying to create your own home studio, because for the money you're going to spend to get something good, like really like professional and good, you're going to spend thousands of dollars no matter what, right? So I look at my recording more like ideas machines. Now when I get a song that's like, okay, this is the song, I'll call up a studio, a proper studio, book it out, and then really, you know, get the you know, get some professional sounds. Because you know, like, you're in the studio, you go there, you might have to spend a few $100. Like I figure I could probably record a song